We have a major update on the Knicks' plans for newest Knick, Delon Wright. Since the Knicks added Wright to this team, we all have been wondering, what is his role going to be on this roster? Well, according to the latest reports, the Knicks may not be keeping him on this team. We're going to break down all of these latest reports today. But before we get started, guys, about 54% of you watching this video right now are not subscribed to the channel. We are on a mission to try to reach 25,000 subscribers, and we could really use your support. If you enjoy daily Knicks content like this, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button because it could really support all the great content that we're creating for you. And now, let's get started. Huge update on Delon Wright's future in New York. The Knicks made one single trade during the NBA trade deadline, and that was moving Jericho Sims for Delon Wright. And once that move happened, I was very confused because I couldn't understand how he was going to help this team. What is Delon Wright going to do for this roster? Well, according to the latest reports, the main reason that the Knicks made this trade was to help Jericho Sims, not necessarily to add more talent to this team. Shout out to The Athletic's James L. Edwards for giving us the following information on why the Knicks made that trade for Delon Wright in the first place. According to him, if you've spent the last 14 hours trying to make sense of this deal and how it benefits New York in a purposeful way, let me help you. It doesn't. New York's front office has had a history of trying to get players to situations where they can potentially thrive and get paid. They've done it with Obi Toppin. They've done it with Quentin Grimes, R.J. Barrett, and Emmanuel Quickley. Sims is the latest. The 2021 second-round pick has been mostly out of Tom Thibodeau's rotation for most of the season. The franchise has spent several weeks trying to find a landing spot where Jericho Sims, who is on an expiring deal, could get meaningful opportunities. League sources told The Athletic that New York had conversations with Dallas, New Orleans, and San Antonio, among others, about Jericho Sims in the weeks and days leading up to Thursday's trade deadline. But they settled on the Milwaukee Bucks, who are in need of an athletic rim-running center. And clearly, Jericho Sims fits that role perfectly for them. I get and understand that this Knicks front office, Leon Rose, and this Knicks organization wants to take care of anybody that it trades. Because honestly, having a great reputation around the league is important. And if players on your team go to different places and they get paid, and you're the reason that they got paid because you traded them there, it's a good look for you. And I completely understand that. And if you take a look at this trade and what we got back, besides Delon Wright, the best thing that we got back in this trade was the draft rights to that sharpshooter, Hugo Besson. He is a great international player right now. I'm going to be dropping a video on him very soon because he deserves one. He might be the steal of this trade, but we're going to talk about that in a later video. Getting back to the Knicks and what they did with Jericho Sims here. Clearly, they wanted to take care of Sims and send him to a place where he could have a lot of opportunity. They did that by sending him to the Bucks. And in exchange, yes, they got Delon Wright. I understand he is a very good defender. And under head coach Tom Thibodeau, that pairing should work well together. But honestly speaking, given his age, given the fact that he really can't shoot, he has very, very bad shooting percentages. So we don't need another person out there that can't make their own shot. I don't care how good you are on defense. If you can't give anybody on the team great two-way play, you're likely not going to see the floor that much. And he was playing garbage time when we were losing to the Celtics. I really wouldn't call that a season debut. What's clear here more than anything else is that the Knicks made this trade for Jericho Sims, not to acquire more talent, not to add more pieces to this team, and no, not to utilize Delon Wright. Honestly speaking, I wish the Knicks were able to trade Jericho Sims for just a couple of second-round picks. If I could rework this trade with the Milwaukee Bucks, I would just have the Knicks do the exact same trade, but instead of getting Delon Wright, get 1 second-round pick, get 2 second-round picks. Do that type of trade. That way, you free up a little bit of cap space, you open up another roster spot, And what you could have done with that roster spot is sign Chuma Okeke before he was stolen by the Philadelphia 76ers. But you couldn't do that. Because of what you did with that trade, you forced yourself to wait till March 1st. That's why if I'm the Knicks, I would get rid of Delon Wright, open up that roster spot, and sign more talent to this team that fits this roster better, fits Tom Thibodeau better, and will actually have an impact off the bench that will actually be utilized. And according to these latest reports, the Knicks are likely going to do exactly that. They are currently monitoring the buyout market to see what players hit that market. They would not do that unless they had some level of interest in some players that they might know that could be a buyout option. Let's break down these latest reports from multiple NBA insiders that basically suggest that the Knicks are likely not going to have Delon Wright on this team for the long term. Shout out to James L. Edwards for giving us the following information. According to him, will Delon Wright play in New York? We'll have to wait and see. Wright struggled to play in Milwaukee this season and also struggled when he did play. With that said, I'm not sure Wright will address the productive wing part at this stage in his career. Shout out to another NBA insider with Newsday, Steve Popper, for giving us the following information on the Knicks and their plans for Delon Wright. According to him, the Knicks will continue to monitor the buyout market, with one team source indicating that Wright is with the team for now. For now does not mean forever. That means the Knicks are going to hold on to Wright until they find a better offer on the table. Once that happens, Wright is gone, and whoever that player is that they coveted, they're going to be added to this team. That's just how Leon Rose rolls. He does not know any other way because that's what he does to improve this team. He has done it each and every year. Leon Rose is always looking to get better, improve this team, and make the right moves. So why would he not do that again for the Knicks this season? It wouldn't make sense. That's why I have full confidence that Leon Rose is making the moves necessary to make this team exactly what we are, a championship contender. I'll say it again. We have the pieces on this team that make us a championship contender. We're just not playing like one right now. Right now being the operative phrase. Because soon, once we get healthy, we get players back, and we start playing the right way, gaining the chemistry that we need, I have a good feeling that this Knicks team will start to get it together and play the right way. But let's continue here. Popper states, so it was just a minor deal on the fringes of the roster with the hope that Robinson will provide the boost the Knicks need. Popper continues here by stating, the only move the Knicks had to make was moving Jericho Sims to the Milwaukee Bucks on Wednesday in exchange for Delon Wright, a 32-year-old wing who is unlikely to push his way into Tom Thibodeau's limited rotation. And as we saw the other game against the Celtics, the only time he's likely going to play is in garbage time. Do we really need another player on our bench taking up a roster spot when the only minutes they're going to see is garbage time? I don't think so. That's two NBA insiders basically confirming that the Knicks are likely going to move on from Delon Wright. But you know what's better than two NBA insiders confirming this? Three. Shout out to The Athletic's NBA insider John Hollinger for giving us the following information about Delon Wright and his future with the Knicks. According to him, Wright fell out of the Bucks guard rotation after his offense cratered this year, shooting an abysmal 26.8%. However, he's still a sneaky ball hawk with good size for a combo guard, and that shooting percentage might be a small mirage. If the 32-year-old makes a few more shots, he can still fill in a role. He was sent to New York in exchange for Jericho Sims in a trade with the Bucks. It's not clear if he's going to stick there or move on. For me, this is very simple. You made that trade for Jericho Sims. Doesn't really sound like you wanted Delon Wright. He clearly will not have a spot on this team, a role on this team. He will not make the rotation or see any significant time. So in my opinion, the way I'm handling this, I am buying out Delon Wright, and I am adding somebody from our Westchester team. I'm adding two players, one player now, and hopefully, if they're available, another player on March 1st. The first player I'm adding is an obvious, TJ Warren. And then the next player I'm adding on March 1st is Moses Brown. I just lost Jericho Sims. I need more insurance at the backup 5. Moses Brown is perfect for that. So I would anticipate that's what the Knicks are likely going to do moving forward here. However, one thing they're not going to do, before going to Westchester, they're going to bide their time. They're going to be patient, and they are going to wait on the buyout market. I fully expect that the Knicks will hold on to Delon Wright for right now, biding their time, waiting for a player that they covet to hit the buyout market. Once that happens, Delon will be bought out as fast as possible, and the Knicks will make a beeline straight for the buyout market, trying to make sure they get that player that they want on this team. Now, at this point, I don't think there's a player that hit the buyout market that the Knicks would want, that they would entertain to try to get on this team. So I think Delon Wright is safe for now. But like I said before, for now does not mean forever. The Knicks are looking at the buyout market. Multiple NBA insiders have confirmed that. You're not looking at the buyout market unless you know a player that you really want is likely going to end up there very soon. The Knicks are waiting for that. If that happens, they're likely going to make that move, add that player to this team. If that doesn't happen, I think they go in my direction after that, buy out Delon Wright, and then add 2 players from Westchester to this team, because those players will help this roster now and moving forward. Delon Wright, right now, at this stage of his career, he is not that type of player anymore. I'm going to wait for Leon Rose to make a move and see what that move is. And honestly, I already trust it. Everything he's done has been to improve this team, make us a better team. I am not going to doubt him now. Leon, continue to cook, continue to make the moves we need you to make, and continue to make this roster better, because I know that's your ultimate goal. That's why New York and myself believe in you, have faith in you, and want to see what you're going to do next. But what about you guys? What do you think about the following reports indicating that the only reason the Knicks made this trade in the first place was more for Jericho Sims, not because they wanted Delon Wright? And multiple NBA insiders have confirmed they're not sure what Delon Wright's role on this team is. So because of that, it's likely the Knicks are going to buy him out and look at the buyout market for other players that they covet to add to this team. Let me know how you feel about that in the comment section below, guys, because honestly, I would love to hear from you. But that's going to do it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, go ahead and smash that like button, leave a comment below. And of course, guys, please subscribe to the channel. Until next time, Knicks fans, take care of yourself, your families, and each other. Peace and love.